An interesting connection for the Cayman Islands teams to Canada. They attended a very famous Camp Madawaska as campers here in Canada. Their coach, a Canadian herself, Andrea Williams, now residing in the Cayman Islands.
Set to go, final match of day 2 of the beach volleyball tournament. Uruguay serving, and it's an ace right off the hop for Eugenia Nieto.
Nieto testing out Ilian Powery early. Starts off with the ace.
And another ace for Nieto.
Well, we talked about the youth, or the lack of experience from Team Cayman Islands, 17 and 18 years old.
Powery will get a chance to attack. Good defense by Uruguay. Shante Smith-Johnson. And again, the good defense continues for Uruguay. And they put the offense in too, deep in the court, and it's 3-0.
Well, Fabiana Gomez, one of the better attackers at this tournament, demonstrated yesterday against Puerto Rico in their 2-0 win. Blocking, attacks, very strong player.
Smith-Johnson gets it over. Solid defense there from Cayman Islands, and Shante Smith-Johnson can't get it over.
Well, an early string of points from Uruguay takes a commanding lead, 4-0, as we watch the Cayman Islands team scramble around.
And they get some help now from Eugenia Nieto, who puts the ball into the net. Ilian Powery will serve it up for Cayman Islands, trying to get her team off and running. And a touch is in from Nieto.
Well, Nieto quietly doing quite well offensively. Yesterday, all the attention on Gomez, but Nieto quite efficient in using that pokey quite a bit in her game against Puerto Rico as well.
Smith-Johnson puts it deep. Good recovery. And it is in. Smith-Johnson thought about it and then backed off.
It did appear to be sailing long. Great defensive effort from Nieto. She has to bump it over deep, and it catches the line. Ilian Powery, poor decision to let that drop.
Fabiana Gomez serving. She'll rush up to the net to block. Won't need to here. And now we'll get a chance to attack. Gomez, and it's in. The 28-year-old from Montevideo, who had 16 kills yesterday, gets her first of this game. And it's in, as Uruguay just carving the lines.
Well, Ilian Powery, a bit tentative on the last few rallies, deciding not to go for the ball.
Smith-Johnson puts it up. Powery gets there, but can't do much with it.
Uruguay having an easy time so far in this game as the bump set and attack from Cayman Islands just not there so far in this match.
Service error by Fabiana Gomez. And Shante Smith-Johnson, 18 years of age. The older of the two members of the Cayman Islands team will serve. Serves deep. Uruguay with the attack, and right through the block of Ilian Powery.
That's a great deep serve with pace from Shante Smith-Johnson, putting Fabiana in a little bit of trouble, but manages to control it and finish with a hard drive down the line.
Nieto serves Powery. Smith-Johnson. Gomez. Nieto. And a good effort by Cayman Islands.
Well, Eliane Powery gets a piece of it on the block, but that little knuckle, left-handed this time from Nieto, too much to handle.
Powery, Smith-Johnson, and it is way out.
Well, the first contact from Shante Johnson goes high. Powery having trouble controlling the set, and Johnson puts it out the back.
Nieto had 3 aces yesterday against Puerto Rico. That one is returned. Powery, and carves it across. 3 points now for Cayman Islands.
Oh, Powery finding some open sand with her cut shot, freezing the Uruguayan defense.
Serving to Gomez. Gomez attacking right off of Powery.
Well, Gomez overpowering Eliane Powery as she peels off the net. Poor decision to peel as that set was right on top. Gomez makes no mistake.
Fabiana Gomez. Again serving to Powery. Gomez, back line, it's in. 14-3 the lead for Uruguay.
Cayman Islands calling for a timeout. Gomez with a great peel and put away, extending Uruguay's lead by 11. You can see the attack numbers there, well in favor of Team Uruguay. Cayman Islands with 1 kill out of 11 opportunities. Not going to get the job done. Really impressed with Fabiana Gomez yesterday in her match against Puerto Rico. Just did the little things very well. The decisions, she really demonstrated an understanding for the game. And so far here, picking up where she left off.
14-3, Uruguay leads Cayman Islands. Fabiana Gomez to serve, the 28-year-old from the Uruguayan capital of Montevideo. She puts it out. Wind might have taken it just a bit. Gomez, roll shot, and it's a point for Uruguay.
Well, that set once again very tight to the net. Powery with the peel, not a wise decision. And with the cut shot from Gomez, another point for Uruguay.
And then a mistake on the service by Eugenia Nieto.
That's 4 service faults for Uruguay.
4 of the 5 points for Cayman Islands, and then Cayman gives it right back again.
Well, that's 16-5, 21 points total. That's the technical timeout. In beach volleyball, it's a mandatory timeout. The athletes are to return to their timeout area. have an opportunity to talk things over and strategize and rehydrate. The Cayman Islands team keeping the communication flowing. Good decision by them as a young team to try to muster up some strategies.
Interesting by the Uruguayan team to wear the long sleeve shirts. We haven't seen that yet in the tournament until now.
Well, a lot of talk about the uniforms by the women in beach volleyball. Normally the bikinis getting a lot of attention. A new rule from FIVB: in cooler conditions, you're allowed to wear whatever you like. Makes sense. Got to keep the athletes warm.
If you're not warm, you can't perform.
Absolutely. The Uruguayans opting for the longer technical t-shirts, or long sleeves rather. Compression outerwear, a big thing in performance sports these days.
First set, Uruguay leading Cayman Islands 16-5. We go to 21. Fabiana Gomez serving. Shante Smith-Johnson returned. And again, it's Uruguay with just too much power.
Gomez, very wise to peel off the net and dig up that attack from Powery and deliver a blow once again for Uruguay.
Powery drops it home, and a point for Cayman Islands.
Great shot from Liliane Powery. Just that short roll shot over the net, drops in front of the sprawling Nieto.
Smith-Johnson close to an ace, but nice recovery by Uruguay, and it is out, and a point for Cayman Islands.
Oh, Shante Johnson rewarded for the pressure serve, resulting in an attack. We see the ball mark about 6 inches out the baseline. One thing about sand, the evidence is clear
left
for the ref.
Gomez, the set to Nieto, off of Smith-Johnson.
Another opportunity for Nieto for a clean attack, no block to contend, and she makes no mistake this time, hammering a deep angle.
Serving Powery. And way short.
Well, those sets too far off the net for any type of attack. Needs a little more power to get that ball over the net.
Smith-Johnson receiving this time, and she'll hit and put it in. But the Uruguayan defense followed by the Uruguayan offense, and they are at set point.
Well, a little better attack from Cayman Islands, but once again, Gomez with the pickup and the line roll.
Again, they serve Smith-Johnson. Big gust of wind, trying to take advantage of it. Smith-Johnson picking up her game here. And it's dropped down by Fabiana Gomez, and Uruguay wins set number 1, 21-7.
Little gust of wind takes that first set from Uruguay too tight, but the second set was much better. A good position for Gomez to reach up and put it away down the line. Great technique, follow through for Gomez as she puts her team in a good spot with the first set victory. 21-7. Cayman Islands, both very young, 17 and 18. Great experience for this team, offering extra exposure for the sport down in Cayman Islands, who are trying to grow their beach volleyball program.
Well, they hold that great tournament every year.
They have a great NORCECA event. The talk of the tour, every Canadian athlete I talk to wants to go, as we get a look at the first set statistics in all categories: attacks, digs, aces. Uruguay has the advantage. Service errors 4 for Uruguay versus 1. A bright spot for Cayman Islands. Not too many errors on their serves. They need to risk a little bit more, though.
So here we go, set number 2. Uruguay won the first. Uruguay will serve in the second against Cayman Islands. It is Eugenia Nieto. Powery the set. Shante Smith-Johnson. Easily returned though. And now Nieto with a little touch with the knuckles, and the first point goes to Uruguay.
Well, one thing I noticed about the Cayman Islands in their match last night against Canada, there was no chase. And I'm seeing that again. You got to chase after that ball. That's what beach volleyball is all about.
Powery off the block, or at least off the net. Might not have even got to the hands of Gomez.
Well, she takes a good rip on the ball after a decent pass and set, but right into the bottom of the net.
And the favor returned, as it were, from Nieto.
Well, so far, the service faults. Bit of a blemish on a near perfect record for Uruguay. 5 missed serves so far.
Nieto finds the back corner. Free ball. Gomez is going to attack and does it with fury and a smile.
Well, a free ball from Cayman Islands. It looked like the Uruguayans were going to fight over it, but they work it out, and Gomez puts the finishing touches on another point for Uruguay.
Nice pass there, and then sent over on the second hit by Cayman Islands. That's a little mistrust in your teammates, isn't it?
Well, it's a little bit of panic as well. Not sure what to do with it. She put it over on the second contact. Out of bounds, unfortunately.
Powery this time finds the spot. Good fundamentals and a point for Cayman Islands.
Well, that's better. Bump, set, attack. Using all 3 contacts that time. And a better result.
Smith-Johnson. Serve goes to Gomez, who then finishes it off.
Well, that's the wrong person to peel early on. That ball right on top of the net, and Gomez pounds it down.
And out the long service from Nieto.
Well, that's just a lack of focus from Nieto. That's her 4th service error.
Powery serving Nieto. And it's out. And point Cayman Islands. Trying to keep this second set a little closer. It's 6-4 with Cayman serving. Again serving Nieto. And powered down by Gomez.
Well, after 2 errors from Nieto, She regains her composure and attacks it into the angle.
Little joust at the net. Shante Smith-Johnson rolls it in just barely.
Well, a great joust and battle at the net as this ball sails tight. A simultaneous contact, and Shante Smith with the cut shot to finish.
And now a solid serve to Gomez. Powery gets up for the block, but it's dropped into the corner by Gomez.
That's a better chase from the Cayman Islands defender. Shante Smith-Johnson goes for that ball. Gets a little sandy.
Powery. Smith-Johnson dug up. Gomez deep and again finds the line.
Gomez, once again, a great decision to peel off the net, makes the dig and puts it away. We've seen that several times so far for this match. Gomez, that's her 13th kill.
Serving to Powery. Smith-Johnson keeps it in play. Nieto, everyone backs off on the Cayman side, and they put it right into the net.
Well, Nieto also quietly racking up the kills. She's 8 for 12. As we see Powery making a great defensive effort.
Smith-Johnson tries to just drop it over. Now Gomez, a chance for the kill. Pushed way deep in the court by Smith-Johnson.
Well, Gomez, it's a broken record, but she peels, digs, and makes another kill.
And it's in, an ace for Nieto.
Well, Nieto up to 3 aces, still with her 4 service errors. She's still below the magic ratio of 1-to-1. As we see that ball tap the line.
Powery, Smith-Johnson. Gomez, and it is out. Point, Cayman Islands.
A rare error on the attack from Gomez, shaking her head, noticing the energy level from Uruguay. They've taken the foot off the pedal. Very tough to stay focused in what appears to be a bit of a mismatch in talent.
Serving 6. Uruguay trying to close out the set here. Smith-Johnson over bump and are easily knocked down by Gomez.
Well, that second contact continuing to be a problem for Cayman Islands. The bump over the net this time once again from Shante Smith-Johnson.
Smith-Johnson with the attack, and it's out by a half a meter. So Uruguay comfortably ahead here in the second set, 15-6 after taking the first 21-7.
Well, the one thing that we were always wary of was our energy level, regardless of who we were playing. The coaches always reminded us, hey, every point's important. Use every opportunity, every contact, bring some energy. Don't lose that love of the game, that intensity that you know you need to bring, particularly later in the tournament. Despite the mismatch in talent, you've got to work hard, and that's the best way to show respect for your opponent. Regardless of the score, Uruguayans definitely showing a decrease in intensity. Difficult to maintain a competitive spirit when you have such a big lead, but that's the challenge that elite athletes need to think about.
Chevrolet Beach Volleyball Center is where we are. It's the final match of day 2. It's a Group A match between Uruguay and the Cayman Islands. Canada and Puerto Rico also part of this group. And Uruguay looking to go 2-0 in the tournament. Cayman Islands looking for a strong finish here in set number 2 and maybe score a few points and see if they can turn the tide a little. Powery brings it back. Smith-Johnson with a touch, and it's in. And point Cayman Islands.
Great little roll shot, soft touch from Smith-Johnson. Gomez gives chase, but comes up short.
Smith-Johnson will serve to Nieto. Nieto just drops it home.
Using once again the pokey. She's the pokey queen. Yesterday using both the left and right. That time dropping it short.
Powery with the pass. And she just can't attack from there without any kind of an approach. (17-7). Uruguay. Nieto. This time a solid pass from Powery. And just a little frustration creeping in for the Cayman Islands.
Well, not getting much on that attack. Slips off the side of her hand into the bottom of the net, extending Uruguay's lead to 11.
Nieto serves Powery again. Smith-Johnson. Powery. Touch over. Picked up. Nieto drops it in.
Very efficient is Nieto with that pokey attack.
Nieto continues this run of serves. Smith-Johnson tries to keep it alive, can't, and it is match point for Uruguay. Nieto serving for the match. Powery trying to keep it alive. Keeps it in play. Nieto. Gomez, and it's over. 21-7. 21-7. Uruguay over Cayman Islands. We saw more fight in the Cayman Islands tonight. You have to like that, Mark.
Well, they were working hard, and again, their lack of experience puts them in a difficult spot against these top teams. As we see match point, Gomez peeling, digging, and attacking. She did that many times in this match, racking up 15 kills from 17 attempts, as well as 11 digs. So that peel, dig, and attack showing up on the statistics board. We'll see a little bit more in a few moments as the Uruguayans celebrate another victory.
And there it is, 21-7, 21-7, Uruguay over Cayman Islands.